I guess you could say my last video was as MLG as it gets. The meme, not the profession. So this time around I wanted to talk about something a tad more family-oriented. With the occasional swear, of course, you have been warned. But before I jump into this, let's talk. Cartoons were a big part of my childhood, and though Cartoon Network was my frontrunner for shows back in the day, Disney had a couple as well. One of them being Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Yes, not DuckTales. Honestly, I'm unsure as to how I missed that one. And as for the Disney Afternoon Collection, playing these NES games based off classic cartoons intrigues me. Also, I just love sucking Capcom's fat one, especially old school Capcom. Now it should be noted that I am not looking at the complete collection, just 1989's DuckTales and 1990's Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Now, first when we load up the game, we're introduced to all the companies involved. Disney, duh, Capcom, duh, and some company titled Digital Eclipse, whose 8-bit music introduction is way too fucking loud. And then, this colorful eye-popping menu screen. You smash X, pick your game, and jump right in. I chose DuckTales, and keep in mind, this is only the second time I've played this game since I bought the collection. And pretty much ever, too. And there is no excuse for how poorly I'm playing. Capcom opted to include a rewind feature, though, for if you screw up, and thank God they did, or else my remote would be lodged through the wall and right into my roommate's TV. Not my TV, of course, though. That's not happening. Now, as far as the gameplay of this game, it kind of took me an awful long time to realize you could pogo with Scrooge McDuck's cane, which is kind of a really important and useful mechanic, and fun as hell to do. No wonder Shovel Knight more or less stole that mechanic from this game. Well, that's something I like. How about something I don't? The graphics. They didn't age well. But I can't really fault it for that because this game's old as shit. The music is often obnoxious, but once again, that's just a product of the time. What isn't, though, is the fact that Capcom did not include a feature to turn down or off the music without affecting the game's sound effects. So that's a bummer. Mainly because I ironically love the pogo sound as well as the vine shimmying sound, among others. Another thing I love is the rewind feature. Old fans probably don't need or like it, but honestly, for newcomers, it is a welcome addition. Although it is easy to abuse, and I sure as hell did abuse it. I also appreciated the ability to adjust the screen size ratio as well as turn off the colorful thematic border, which is very Mega Man Legacy Collection-esque, and much like with the Mega Man Legacy Collection, I'm just happy Capcom gave me the chance to revisit these classics, because they're actually a lot of fun. Although they're surprisingly buggy for 25 to 30-year-old fucking games, re-released on 8th gen hardware no less, I experienced moments of honest-to-God frame rate drop, as well as buggy as fuck graphics in DuckTales. And in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the game legit just froze on me out of nowhere. Worst part was, Capcom's newly included start/pause menu and the game application itself still worked. Just the game itself froze. Maybe that's why the start menu has a reset game option. It's like we're actually playing this shit on an NES back in the day. Another problem with the port is just that. It's a port. So the game itself isn't aware of what console you're playing on. You'll sometimes be given a choice to click like A or B to make a decision, not knowing what those buttons represent on your controller, and that they are actually X or square for PlayStation and probably A or X for Xbox. It's only a minor issue though, and you'll get over it, and it's also easily fixed by not being dumb like me and just, checking inside the game to see what the controller translation is. Now, since I've already talked about most of the features included with the Disney Afternoon Collection itself, I will now move on to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, since I've mostly been talking about DuckTales at this point. So, from a purely opinionated standpoint, I had more fun with DuckTales, which is saying something because I actually came to this collection for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I had more fun pogoing around as a greedy-ass old man Scrooge McD, and even found the game to be a bit more challenging. Now keep in mind, though I did use the rewind feature quite a bit, which made each game easier, DuckTales took a little over 2 hours for me to beat. With the rewind feature, of course, which means it would have probably taken longer. That goes without saying. While Chip and Dale was an hour at best, with the rewind feature, of course. I will say, however, that Chip and Dale had subjectively better music, and objectively better graphics, with smoother and more detailed backgrounds at times. Chip and Dale was even multiplayer, which is sad because I really don't have any friends who would actually play that with me. They're all millennials playing their first-person shooters, whatever. And the game even had a few more story moments, like info before each level by the character of Gadget. Although DuckTales would allow you to backtrack in the map when Dale... Really, it wouldn't let you go backwards. You could really only go forwards, unless you use that rewind feature. Once again, props to that handy rewind feature. Man, I love that rewind feature. Lastly, I'm not sure if the original versions of these games included a save feature or not, but I'm glad Capcom did add a save/load feature. It was kind of hard to find in the menu because there's two different pause features. If you press R1, it puts you to the new pause feature that Capcom added, and if you press options, it just pauses the game regularly like if you were actually playing on the NES. And to top it off, I'm just glad Capcom gave me the opportunity to go back in time and remember what games used to be like, while removing some of the frustrations, of course. Thanks again to that lovely rewind feature. This is the last time I'm going to do shoutouts to the rewind feature, I swear to God. Anyways, so far it's $20 well spent, and I recommend you, yes you, watching this video, to give it a shot. I will see you guys another time.